Let us now continue with the Yojana gist of November 2022, Chapter-04, that is Marine Plastics Pollution. To introduce to you, marine plastics pollution is a global menace. There is a need for regular and standardized monitoring of marine litter to understand the long-term changes in the marine litter pollution and for the successful development and implementation of mitigation strategies. Every year, humans produce 300 million tons of plastic waste, including 11 million tons of plastic waste that eventually wind up in the ocean. Most plastics never disappear. Instead, it becomes smaller with the particles being swallowed by the fish and eventually consumed by humans in their food and tap water. Plastic waste also enters the ocean directly from the ocean-based sources such as the fishing industry, commercial and recreational shipping, and offshore platforms. Marine Plastics Survey in India. Under the Coastal Ocean Monitoring and Prediction System Program, that is COMAPS, by ICMAM-PD, now the National Center for Ocean Research of the Ministry of Earth Sciences, accumulation of marine debris was reported along the coast of Great Nicobar Island, Andaman. The accumulation might have been due to surface ocean currents prevailing, leading to the transportation of solid waste dumped by passing ships or fishing vessels. 8% of the total solid waste which is produced is plastic waste, and the top 3 cities that contribute most to the pollution are Delhi, Kolkata and Ahmedabad. Plastic production in India increased by 39.7% and now stands at 9.46 million tons of plastic waste per year. Only 15% of the plastic waste which is produced is recycled in India, and the rest is sent to landfills, incinerators or dumped into oceans and rivers. 0.6 million ton of plastic waste ends up in the oceans from India alone via the rivers, surface runoff, etc. The rivers contribute about 67% of the total marine plastic debris in the world. Tamil Nadu coast and plastic pollution. If you see here in this image, this is the Tamil Nadu coast map. Plastic waste reaching through rivers and land runoff and ghost gear dumped causes serious problems to the flora and fauna as well as the livelihood of the fishing communities along the coast. The government of Tamil Nadu banned the usage of thin plastic, polymers of thickness below 40 microns. Despite such laws passed, Chennai is the major cause of plastic production in Tamil Nadu, as it produces about 898,700 tons of plastic waste per year, of which 57,000 tons per year are disposed into the ocean. The major contributors to the discharge of plastic into the ocean are the Adyar and Kuam rivers, which run through the heart of the city, accounting for 81% and 19% of the total riverine discharge from Chennai respectively. Thermocol 30.82%, plastic bags 28.30%, bottles and caps 13.84%, straws 12.83%, and food wrappers 8.97% comprises the majority of the macroplastic debris. The biodiversity of the Gulf of Mannar biosphere. The Gulf of Mannar, endowed with three distinct coastal ecosystems, namely the coral reef, seagrass bed and mangroves, is considered one of the richest regions from a marine biodiversity perspective. Is known for its unique biological wealth and is a storehouse of marine diversity of global significance. The Gulf's 4,223 species of plants and animals representing from primitive to higher forms make it one of the richest coastal regions in India. The sea bottom of the inshore area around the islands is carpeted with seagrass beds, which serve as an ideal feeding ground for the dugongs. Highly productive fringing and patch coral reefs surround the islands and often are referred to as underwater tropical rainforest and treasure house for marine biodiversity. If you see in the image, you can see the Gulf of Mannar in between the Indian subcontinent and the Sri Lankan map. The occurrence of these specialized ecosystems makes the Gulf of Mannar a unique large marine ecosystem in the Indian subcontinent. Anthropogenic influences on the environment leading to pollution and climate change are the major causes of biodiversity degradation. Abandoned, lost or discarded fishing gear ALDFG. It is a serious problem worldwide. Most of these wastes are due to shipping or fishing accidents, bad weathers, etc. And while most of the lost gear is retrieved by the fishers, the little that remains causes serious problems to the marine ecosystems. A lot of species are killed by these wastes, and since they do not compose easily, they keep killing various organisms throughout their lifetime. About 20% of all the plastic debris in the oceans is from ALDFG according to the UNEP. Globally, it is estimated that about 640,000 tons of ghost gear are disposed of into the oceans every year. So now what are these microplastics? You can see this in the picture. The plastics are made from non-renewable resources such as crude oil, and hence they are hard to decompose as the polymers are bonded through covalent bonds, a strong bonding force. Microplastic is about 5 mm in diameter and is always disposed of into the environment through anthropogenic sources. They are particularly hard to look at, track and study as they are smaller than what the naked eye can see. Another major issue with microplastics is that they show a high affinity to other toxicants, making them more dangerous to the organisms ingesting them. The majority of the plastic debris, 94% in the oceans, disintegrates into microplastic, while the remaining 6% remains as microplastic. The Marine Plastics Survey Program of NCCR studied the distribution of microplastics in coastal locations in the Bay of Bengal and Arabian Sea. This showed microplastics are observed in almost all the sample sites in the open ocean in the 100-meter mid-water column in all the seasons. Compared to other transects, more microplastics were observed during the pre-monsoon in the Bay of Bengal and post-monsoon in the Arabian Sea. Swachh Sagar and Surakshit Sagar. Commemorating the 75th year of India's independence, a coastal cleanup drive was carried out at 75 beaches across the country for 75 days over a 7,500 kilometer long coastline. This unique first ever national campaign culminated on International Coastal Cleanup Day on 17 September 2022. This drive was aimed to remove 1,500 tons of garbage from the sea coast, which will be a huge relief to marine life and people who are staying in the coastal areas.